this is Nova of Nova's Insights. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. The focus is the month ahead, so February. I'm grateful that we are almost at the end of January. It's been a really good month. It's been a lot of great blessings. It's nice to be out of 2020 or December, but give thanks for every single day of our lives because they're not promised to us. They're not owed us. So the goal is to be empowered and use every second, every minute, every hour of our day to bring about the change that we want to see in our lives and others. Create the blessings and partake in the blessings. Sometimes I call them blessings that life has to offer us. So if this is your first time doing a pick a card reading with me, let me share with you how the process goes. What you'll do is either pause the video or just take a few seconds to calm and still yourself and choose the pile that calls to you the greatest. Sometimes 2 or more piles call to you, and you are welcome to watch all the readings in the video. The timestamps will be down below. So take your time, explore, enjoy, and I will reveal the messages associated with each pile. Now, this message is for the collective, so however many people out there who will be watching this video. So if you would like a more detailed, intimate message, please feel free to visit my website. It's www.novasinsights.com, as you see down below, Nova's Insights. Or you can come check me out on Instagram and direct message me there. Okay, so what you'll do is pick pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. And I like to begin with, we are here, we are now, we are present, and we are open to this gift. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we begin with pile 1, and it's super windy outside, so if you hear any rustling, it's just the wind. It's quite amazing. Oh, so this is a great start. Luck is on your side. So know that if there are any, projects that you've been working on, anything that you've been hoping for, wishing for, praying for, meditating about, know that luck is on your side. The universe is going to be moving in a way that you are going to bring things to fruition, or things are going to work in your favor. Sometimes we have to work hard, and sometimes things just come to us. It's beautiful when you're in alignment and the universe just shows you, like, I got this, I'm here to support you. The universe is always supporting you, but the universe shows up in different ways. The ancestors show up in different ways. So for me, seeing this where it says luck is on your side, I don't necessarily believe in luck, but I believe that you're aligned and the universe has your back, and the ancestors are here to support you. Because remember, you stand on the shoulders of giants. There's great works that have gone on before you, and there's great works for you to continue, and great works that will continue after you. So people have paved the way. Sometimes we continue to pave the way for those who are coming after us, or we just start something new. But whatever your endeavor is, you're going to be supported in it. And this is really exciting, knowing that there's some good things coming ahead for this month of February. I'm excited for you, and whatever it is that it's going to be blossoming in your life. So we have here 2 tarot cards, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Cups. So here with the Queen of Swords, getting the sense that if there's some information or some thoughts that you've been blocking for some reason, really give yourself time to sit with it. If you're having some cognitive kind of dissonance, push beyond that. Deal with the reality of what's in front of you. Okay, we're given messages and information for a reason, and sometimes not taking heed to it is harmful. Okay, and sometimes that looks like also speaking our truth once we receive that information. that throat chakra. If that's blocked, work on opening that throat chakra, work on unblocking that, wanting to have a healthy sense of speaking up for yourself, speaking the truth, really dealing with the reality of the matter. You want to be at a frequency where you are speaking truth and you're attracting truth. Okay, you don't want to be moving in a space where you don't live in truth, and so you're creating that type of environment around you. Okay, you want to have clarity, and that clarity can bring about peace. Okay, so with this Page of Cups, I'm really getting the sense of being mindful who comes into your space. Okay, be mindful and clear on how you want to deal with the people who are coming into your space, or either person who will be coming into your life soon. Okay, now this doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Just be mindful, be intentional, be direct, be honest. Okay, so this could be someone coming into your life to bring about love. We are coming up on Valentine's Day, and I don't necessarily celebrate Valentine's Day, but I do recognize that, especially here in the States, there's an energy and a heightened awareness of this concept of love. So someone might be approaching you, okay, might have an unexpected lover, someone who comes up and says, I've been watching you, I've been thinking about you, or maybe somebody will propose to you, right? There's a gift that's coming, a love, a warm emotion that's going to be ushering into your space. Okay, that's this little fish in the cup. Okay, so regardless, you'll be getting some kind of new love or visitors, someone coming that maybe you weren't expecting, and just be mindful of how you interact with this person. Keep it in a very truthful vibration. Okay, this person could also be coming to tap into this luck, right? So in the sense of somebody could be coming into your life that is going to seem like they are bringing this luck. They are the gift. They are what you've been waiting for in regards to whatever it is you might be manifesting, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic type of link, right? Or person appearing in your life, but just something that's going to be beneficial and emotionally pleasing, emotionally rewarding to you. Okay. So next here we have our chakra cards. Balance and completion. Okay, so with our balance card, we have a focus here on, really maintaining balance in your life, creating balance in your life. Again, this kind of idea of what is true, how are you speaking to that truth in your life, how are you creating balance, right? Because we know that life falls on a spectrum. There's the negative, or what we perceive as negative, there's a positive, or what we perceive as positive, but kind of like this yin and yang to life, and we need both to be in harmony. Okay, so not overindulging in whatever this new venture is, or whatever seems like this luck manifesting in your life, keeping a level head, right? And this new person or this new kind of emotional space that you enter into, keep in balance. Okay, not being too emotional, not being too logical, but having that beautiful middle ground to move forward, to achieve what it is you want to achieve, to have what it is you want to have in your life, and to just move from a healthy, balanced space. Okay. And here we have completion. So I get the sense here that with this completion, this is tied to our sacral chakra card, that you might be ushering out of a relationship and entering into a new one in the month of February, right? Or you might just be putting some old emotions to rest, closing out a chapter in your life that you need to bring back emotional kind of balance in your life. Maybe you haven't been feeling well. Maybe there's been some type of sickness manifesting in your body, but it's been rooted in your emotions. It's been rooted in your emotional self. Could even be tied to your nervous system, right? And the impact that this emotional imbalance has had on your life, right? And so it's been manifesting and showing up in different ways in your life, maybe again as an illness or sickness. But when you really speak truth to the situation, really say like, this is affecting me, not in the best way, right? you are then able to bring about that goodness into your life and restore yourself, restore your health. And then again, vibrate at a frequency where new people can come in, right? Because closed hands can't receive. So sometimes you need to let go of old things in order to restore balance, in order to be able to usher in something new in your life. Okay. Sagittarius, I see. So I think this is similar to this Queen of Swords in reverse. Like, you really have to take the blinders off and really be honest about what it is that you see, what it is that's in front of you. You know, when you lie about things, you're lying to yourself. When you lie to other people, you're really lying to yourself. So you don't want to be in that energy, because again, that's not something you want to attract, and that's not a reality that you want to continue to create for yourself. So if you need help seeing, ask for it. You know, ask the universe to help you truly see. You know, ask your ancestors to help you truly see what is going on with the situation, so you can put yourself in a better situation, a better position, a healthier position. Okay? We're pushing into February. We've had enough, you know, sadness, heartache, and pain for a lot of people in 2012 in particular. So, you know, you just want to raise your vibration. Ask for the ability to see things for what they truly are. You know, activating that third eye. Like, what is this? What is the fact of the matter? What is the situation? And then ask for that guidance, that clarity, or look within yourself to see how you really need to traverse it. You know, how you really need to move through it, to move past it, to move beyond it, to learn that lesson, to become better, to become stronger, to become healthier, whatever it is that you need for you to be whole, right? Okay. I offer words of good intent. And it's tying me back to this Queen of Swords. Recognize the power you have in your words, how they affect yourself, and how they affect other people, right? So speak life to yourself and other people, right? Really be mindful how the words you speak are seeds that you're sowing into other people's lives. You're sowing into their reality, right? You're birthing things subconsciously sometimes. They say that the ear is the shape of an embryo, right? So words that are spoken, music that is listened to, you know, however you're receiving auditory messages, plant seeds to birth things within you, within your mind, within your spirit. So be mindful of that power you have to do the same thing for other people, right? You don't want to speak words of confusion and end up sowing confusion into the people's lives. Be true, be straightforward, okay? Be mindful of what you say. Use that energy, use that power to speak words that are fruitful in a positive way. You know, give somebody a compliment. That could really change their day. You never know what people are experiencing, right? Or just speak life to you and your situation. Or if you're, you know, in this mode of, oh, it's Valentine's Day, or I know someone is coming, speak life into that type of person that you're expecting to come, or that type of person that you would like to come, right? Be open to how the universe wants to bless you. You can also set intention on what you would like to receive. You can co-create with the creator, right? You have the power to manifest, okay? So, offer words of good intent. Really follow through with your words. 2, if you know you can't do something, don't say you can do it. Or if you're unsure, just say, I'm not sure, I'll have to get back to you, right? But always try to be operating at your highest level possible when you're dealing with yourself or people. Okay. And a lot of times how we deal with other people is just a reflection of how we deal with ourselves. Okay. So here we have deprivation. So it's in reverse. So this is good. You know, I think this has to do with, like, this luck is on your side. Like, you are about to receive a beautiful blessing. You're not going to be deprived of the things that you need and or want, right? Sometimes we sooner get the things that we need. We always have the things we need, not always what we want, but we can work towards the things that we want typically, right? And have the resources, you know, They're out there. Sometimes we just have to tap into them, and or we have to ask for them. We have to research to get them, right? Put ourselves in certain positions for them to be attracted to us. So just know in the month of February, this idea of deprivation, this idea of a lack, this idea of not having what you need, totally going to be addressed and going out the window. And I get the sense that you'll be feeling a sense of abundance. You will be at peace. You will know you have what you need. And anything beyond that, you can work towards manifesting. Okay? So this was the general message. Again, if you would like a more detailed, specific read, especially for you, a personalized read, please feel free to come check me out on Instagram, send me a direct message, and or visit me on my website, www.novasinsights.com. Nova's Insights seen the same way you see below, with no space. Okay, the different types of readings I offer are there. Through Instagram, I do a daily special for an inbox read. Otherwise, I do live readings via Zoom, via Instagram, Google Meet, whatever platform you prefer. So I look forward to reading with you in the future. Peace and blessings. All right, let's look into pile number 2. Month ahead, February. A personal issue reaches resolution. Well, that's great. So if you've been dealing with something personal, maybe you haven't shared with a lot of people, you're going to get a resolution soon. Now, just because you get a resolution doesn't mean it's one that maybe you desired or you wanted, but it'll be what you need, right? The universe gives us what we need. And if it's something that you don't like, just check your ego, figure out what are you holding on to, what are your expectations in contrast to the reality of the situation, because sometimes we get attached to what we think an outcome should be. We have certain expectations, but that is not how things play out, and that's okay. That's completely okay. You just adjust and you keep going. The good thing is that whatever this conflict or issue is, a resolution is coming. So you give thanks that you will be able to move past that. You know, the potential that some type of suffering or discomfort can come to an end if you're open to receive what this resolution is, and or be a part of it, and really be able to wrap your mind or your spirit around it. Okay? And if you're struggling with whatever the resolution is, ask for that clarity, ask for that guidance. You know, that can be given to you. Resolution, yes. All right. So we have here the 8 of Pentacles and the Lovers in reverse. Okay. So I'm getting a sense here that with the 8 of Pentacles, you're going back to the drawing board. Maybe you're perfecting something. It could be a business plan. It could be a lesson plan. It could be just whatever you've been pouring your energy and intention into, and the things that you're manifesting physically in your life and or around you. Sometimes we just have to step back and reassess things and decide how to move forward. There's nothing wrong with stopping. There's nothing wrong with trying to zoom out and see what the larger picture is, or reminding ourselves of what the mission is, reminding ourselves of what the end goal is, so that we can zoom back in, readjust, and do the work that needs to be done, right? So it's completely okay. Sometimes we just need to take that time out in order to do that. And then we can get back to what we need to do with fresh eyes, fresh mind, fresh heart, and strong spirit. Okay? So here we have the Lovers in reverse. Now, I know that we're talking about February. Again, a lot of people celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't necessarily celebrate it, but I know there's that strong energy in the U.S. around Valentine's Day and love. And so for you, it looks like perhaps there'll be some kind of break in a relationship, some type of partnership you have. Maybe something with your partner will come to an end, and that's okay. You know, feel your feels, sit with it, and then eventually know that you'll be able to move on, right? Sometimes it's disappointing, or sometimes it's things that we initiate. It could still be disappointing, but you have that power, you have the authority to say, like, this is not what I want, this is not right, this is not healthy. I'm not growing, they're not growing, like we're not doing anything, we're not building anything together, we're not having the best positive influence on each other, and you can decide to walk away, or someone decides to walk away from you, or it's just a mutual agreement, right? But trust and know, as one door closes, another door opens, right? So maybe this person is not the one that's meant for you in the long run, but someone else will come along, right? And what I'm also seeing here is that with these cards, maybe there was some kind of outstanding issue with a partner you've been with, and you've decided just to end the relationship, right? Or there's some kind of outstanding issue with the things that you've been looking to physically manifest, the things and changes you've been looking to bring about in the world, right? Immediately around you, however you've been looking to affect it, or your business or your education, and you're going to get your resolution. Perhaps you were in a relationship that threw you a little off focus, right? And now you'll be able to return to working on what it is you need to work on because you've ended your relationship, or you've decided to move on, or you've decided to divest from that lover in a particular way, right? And know too that sometimes just because things end doesn't mean they can't begin again in a better light. Same with here. Sometimes you have to step away from your work. The work is still valuable, but you have to take a different approach. So it could be the same with your lovers. Maybe you just need to take a break in order to begin again. Or maybe it's just all going to be thrown away. That's okay. Sometimes people talk about, I wasted time. I'm pretty sure there's something that you enjoyed about the relationship, something that you learned from them or they learned from you. So I invite you to push past this perspective of having wasted time. I'm sure there was something beneficial that came out of it, okay? Don't give anybody that power of thinking that they stole time from you or they wasted your time. Because really, it's what did you allow to happen, right? When you saw the red flags, what did you allow to happen, right? But still, hopefully, you were able to benefit somehow from the decision to stay. And when it's time for things to climax and it's time for things to change, similar to that death card, the change will come because it's inevitable. The universe will guide that, okay? So sometimes you lose in order to win, all right? So just a positive spin on things, especially as we have all this energy around love and relationships this month. Okay, so gratitude and instinct. That almost kind of ties into what I was just saying, making sure that you have gratitude for what you have already built, what you've already invested in, what you've had in the relationship, right? Not throwing it all to the wayside. There was some purpose in it. If not, it wouldn't have been, right? And then instinct, when I talked about kind of like those red flags. So just know moving forward, trust what it is that you feel. Trust what you're feeling as your instincts. Trust what you are intuiting, right? But know that sometimes we have instinctual reactions to things based off of past traumas. So really be able to decipher, like, are you truly in danger? Is your mind triggering you to tell you that you need to run or you need to fight, right? Sometimes we have to work to reprogram ourselves in a healthy way, right? We have to heal traumas of the past. Okay, so these are those two cards. Next, we have talking about the past with the South Node, right? Life's debts, okay? But it's here in reverse. So we're going to focus on the things that are yet to come to us, right? Talking about the work that we're doing, right? The things that are karmic, things that we can plant seeds for moving forward, the things that we have control over as far as how we want to utilize our energy, where we want to send our intention, where we want to send our attention, right? So we can push out of karmic debt, right? Think of like the karmic bank, the more positive, loving, helpful type of vibration we can operate on, and those things that we can do, and those beautiful seeds we can sow, that is what we know will come to us in return, right? And hopefully we won't have to learn the same kind of lessons over and over again, even in the same lifetime, right? Because we're sowing seeds of positivity. We're sowing seeds of love. We're sowing seeds based off of lessons we've already learned. We're sowing seeds based off the energy that we feel, that we know is true, okay? And not making the same kind of mistakes. Heeding signs, heeding warnings, okay? Just to live that heightened life. Preparing a better life for those that come beyond us as well, okay? I act respectfully of others. So that kind of tying into this past life debts, this idea of moving from this space karmically where you're respecting other people, you're respecting yourself. I say you can't give what you don't have. So a lot of times if you don't respect yourself, you can't respect other people. So really taking time to look at, how do you respect yourself? How do you love yourself? How do you pour in yourself so you can do the same thing with other people? How do you respect your own boundaries so you can respect boundaries of other people? I had to get into the point of my life where I had to realize, people have the right to walk away, right? Because they have the right to find happiness as they know it and happiness as they experience it. Why? Because that's just their right that they have. But I had to experience it myself to say, I have the right to do the same thing. And when you realize you have the right to those things, it makes it easier to accept that other people have the right to do the same for themselves. So you can look back and say, oh, they were just doing what was best for them, or they made the decision that was healthiest for them, or made them the most happy. Just like I decide to do that for myself when I decide to step out of a relationship, in the sense of decide to end a relationship, right? So sometimes you just have to experience it in yourself first to realize it and to come to a place where you respect it in other people. And sometimes that respect is there for other people, but you don't realize that you need to respect yourself in that same way. So it's vice versa. Life teaches us in many different ways, okay? And then lastly, pleasure. So I think really as we work past this karmic debt, as we look to and learn to respect other people, we experience a greater sense of pleasure, right? Once we move past certain lessons, we experience a greater sense of pleasure, okay? Once we get resolutions to issues, we can be happier, we can be healthier, be at more peace, right? When we bring in more gratitude in our lives, whether that's you saying maybe 3 things you're grateful for first thing in the morning when you wake up, or focusing on 3 things you're grateful for at night before you go to bed, or journaling, or speaking it out loud to people, just being intentional in that way, you bring about more pleasure in life, right? Okay. So this was a general reading for the masses. If you would like a more detailed, in-depth message for yourself, please feel free to reach out to me on my website, www.novasinsights.com, spelled the same way you see below with no space. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram. If you're not already following me, please come follow and reach out through a direct message if you'd like to book a reading. I do a daily special on Instagram for an inbox reading, and I do live readings via Zoom, Instagram, or Google Meets. So if you would like your own personal reading, please reach out to me so we can take some time to really explore you, go in depth, and see the best direction you should be heading, or what you can be working on to empower yourself to make the best decisions. Peace and blessings. Okay, we have pile 3. So, month ahead, February. Ooh, so it says the answers you need are coming, but in reverse, full moon in Gemini. So you might be dealing with a situation and you're looking to get some clarity on a situation, but it just might not be coming in the sense or in the timing that you're expecting it to come. Okay. Sometimes no answer is an answer. Sometimes a lack of communication is communication. So be mindful of that as well. right? People use their energy how they decide to use their energy, and sometimes, things are not communicated verbally, but sometimes things are communicated through lack of action, or communicated through body language, communicated through absence, right? So there's so many different ways to communicate, and we definitely see that with this, the Gemini energy. It's all about thoughts, communication, and here he says the answers you need are coming, but in reverse. So sometimes we also look outside of ourselves for answers, and the answers we need are right within ourselves. So I also welcome you to look within yourself for those answers, because sometimes they don't come from other people. Okay? Sometimes the answers come from around us. Things, book titles, songs, the things that resonate with us, that really tell us the truth of the matter, even when we don't want to acknowledge or really take in what we're hearing or sensing or feeling. Okay? So just know that either you're going to have to wait a little while for the answer that you need, or the answer is already in you and you're just not acknowledging it. Okay? So for our tarot cards, look. So, both of these cards, really. So with the High Priestess, of course, that's all about that intuition, right? That's all about really looking within yourself, getting the information you need, okay? So I invite you to take that time, really go deep within yourself, get quiet, get still, really be honest about what you're receiving as your answer. Okay? Maybe if you're in a too noisy place, too distracted of a place in your life, right? Because it's not necessarily always like, oh, I'm in the middle of a mall seeking an answer. But sometimes it's like people in your life that are causing you to have certain thoughts. Like you can decide to quiet your mind. You can decide to remove those people from your life. Whatever is the best solution for you to be able to get still, be able to get quiet, and really have clarity in your life, but it looks like this answer is already in you. Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords, typically can be this energy around someone lying or somebody not being completely truthful about a situation, right? So we have it here in reverse. So somebody might have already given you this answer, but you're being blind to it. You already have the answer within you. Maybe you already felt it before they told you. Or maybe after they told you, you really felt it was true. But you're not acknowledging it. Okay? So I'm really getting the sense here that whatever it is that you're looking for an answer to, whatever it is you're claiming not to know, you already know it. So just be honest and move in that honesty, move in that clarity, and you can usher in so much better into your life. Okay? Yeah. Be really forthcoming and open and direct, based off of the information that you received, the answer that you needed. Okay. All right. So we have the Joy card in reverse. So I'm getting the sense that, you've been creating some kind of sadness in your life, some type of grief, because maybe you haven't really been honest about the answer you've gotten. Whether it's about a situation and dealing maybe with an institution, or a situation dealing with another person. It could be somebody in your family, it could be a friend, it could be a lover, whatever situation that may be, and you've been stuck. You've been stuck because you haven't gotten your emotions together around it. Okay, you've gotten the answers, but you haven't been truthful. And you just don't feel good. And sometimes we have to push past the things that don't feel good in order to have that balance in our life, in order to restore the happiness in our life, in order to restore the joy in our life. Okay? Because you deserve it. Realize that you deserve happiness, you deserve joy, you deserve peace, right? But we have to create the environments for that in our lives by being honest and truthful with ourselves based off of answers and information we receive. Right? Operate at the highest vibration possible. When we don't deal with the truth, you're only really hurting yourself. right? So I invite you to really deal with the truth of the matter here, okay? Abundance. Okay, so yeah, like there's abundance of joy, abundance of wealth, abundance of love, abundance of care, whatever kind of abundance it wants to come through, but you've been in your own way, okay? You've been blocking your own blessings, but it's time to move past that in February, right? So be really mindful that this is not something that you continue on into the month of February, okay? And if something happens in the month of February where you feel as though you don't have the things that you need and or want, know that you are a child of the universe. You are the universe incarnate, right? So there's nothing that you lack. There's abundance all around you, but sometimes we just need to take the blinders off in order to see it and experience it, right? And so beyond the things that we need, the things that we want, sometimes we have to work for, right? Sometimes we have to put intention behind manifesting. Things don't always just fall into our lap. I think sometimes things do, especially when we're in that area where we're like super aligned, right? And we just know it, and things are working in a great way, and we're not in our own way. Ego's not in the way, doubt is not in the way, fear is not in the way. I do know, because I've experienced it, that things can just seem like they fall in your lap, but it's just really you're on your path and you're not blocking yourself, and you're doing and you're loving and you're working in the way that you need to, right? So outside of that, just remember you can manifest what it is that you want. Sometimes for people it looks like maybe doing a ritual, but sometimes for people it's just moving in the direction you're supposed to be moving in, following your passion, right? Manifesting for people looks different. Experiencing abundance for people looks different, right? So really take an inventory of what you have, right? And I'm not talking about just physical things, right? Think about gratitude as well. Realizing the abundance that you have that you may have been overlooking, okay? I honor virtue. So I think this is one of those things, really, like, what does virtue mean for you? And do you honor it in your life? Okay? Some people say patience is a virtue, right? Some people might say like love is a virtue. Really, what is it that you consider a virtue? And are you honoring it? And if you aren't, really take some time to assess and say, okay, maybe I'm not honoring this in the way that I should, but this is how I can and this is how I will moving forward. Do you honor the virtue that you see in other people? If not, and if it's something that you really appreciate in other people, speak to it. Plant a seed of gratitude. Give them a compliment, right? Don't be afraid to speak up to what you see in other people's lives. What just came to me for some reason is when you see gifts in other people, speak to that. Okay? Because sometimes, it's taking other people to speak to gifts within us that helped to empower us to be able to move forward along our journey to experience the abundance that we've experienced, right? So do your part, play your role, don't hold up what you see in other people, speak to that as well, okay? That was a message for somebody. And then we have self-esteem, okay, in reverse. So in this upcoming month, if you are dealing with some issues of self-esteem, pour into yourself, speak love to yourself, write some affirmations, speak some affirmations. Y'all know I love to say, if you need to get a dry erase marker, write your affirmations on the mirror in your bathroom so you see them every single day. Or if you need to create some type of like love board similar to a vision board, or maybe even a vision board, knowing that this is what you want to work towards, and trusting and knowing yourself that you have the ability and power and energy to do it. And if for some reason you feel any of that is blocked, working to know that and truly live it out so you can accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. Because I'm all about empowerment readings, right? and the work that we're here to do, whether in our own personal lives or in the lives of other people. Very communal, as an African, very communal. Okay? We first have to take care of ourselves so we can help take care of other people. Love ourselves so we can love other people in the right way, right? So really pour into yourself this upcoming month. Okay? Focus on your self-esteem. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are capable. Know that you are able to do the things that you set your mind out to do. And even if you are not accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish, you still have worth. You still have value. If you didn't meet that goal, it's okay. You'll figure out how to achieve it the next time. Or sometimes, building your self-esteem looks like saying, like, that didn't work for me, but I will find what does work for me. And finding what works for you, you realize that you have value and it looks different. And it manifests in a different kind of way. And sometimes you do gain more self-esteem from that, from being in alignment, right? But know that, like we've heard before, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Not fear in a bad kind of fear, but in a beautiful way, okay? So this is just the collective reading for pile number 3. If you would like a more in-depth, more specific, detailed message specifically for you, feel free to visit my website to book a reading, www.novasinsights.com, spelled the same way you see below without the space, or reach out to me on Instagram. If you're not already following me, please come follow me and send me a direct message. I do a daily special on Instagram that is an inbox reading, or you can book a live reading with me. I do 30 minutes and 60-minute sessions. We do them via Zoom, Instagram, Google Meets, whatever you prefer. We can get it done. We can share time and space together. So, peace and blessings. last but never least, is pile 4. Okay. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Okay. So with this being linked to Aquarius, I'm thinking about really love in regards to the other people you have in your life, maybe the masses of people, maybe your community, right? Maybe getting involved in some kind of charity, something that's just really going to help uplift the spirits of others, going to help provide a service for them, or really fill a gap that needs to be filled, perhaps in your community, right? There are a lot of people out there who don't move from a love vibration, or at least perceive to move from a love vibration, but you can be that person who brings love and light into people's lives. That could be a simple smile. That could be a simple hello. Sometimes we think about these grandiose things that we think we need to do, but sometimes it's the simplest things that make a huge difference in people's lives. So never think that what you're doing doesn't have an impact, or never think that it's not big enough, right? It can have an impact. There's something along the lines, to paraphrase, they say, like, if you think you're too small to make an impact or a difference, try being stuck inside with a mosquito. Right? That mosquito is small, but it definitely can annoy you, or it can suck the blood and you can end up, all itchy and things. But that's not the point. The point is that, you don't have to be big, or as big as you think you need to be, in order to make an impact. Okay? So bring love into the situation. And if you have any kind of personal situation where maybe ego's been getting in the way, maybe from your end or someone else's end, they say kind of like kill them with kindness. Well, I don't want to say kill necessarily, right? But just revive the situation with kindness, with love. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the 4 of Cups and Strength. Right? So definitely time to move out of this space where maybe you have been not willing to engage emotionally, okay, with someone's kindness, or someone has given you an apology and you're just like, no. Or maybe there's somebody in your life who hasn't been willing to engage with you, but you've been wanting to bring the love. Or maybe somebody else is bringing the love, but you've been closed off to it. Maybe somebody wants to bury the hatchet and move on, but you haven't been willing to. Okay? Gotta move beyond that. And here we have the Strength card in reverse. Be strong. If not for you, sometimes for other people, right? You might have to be strong just to continue to be able to stick through whatever situation you're going through. Whatever situation that is not feeling the best, whatever situation that's really got you working with your ego, right? Be strong so you can push past the lesson. Be strong so that you can pour that love. You can be the best version of you for you and for other people, okay? And realize too, limits. Okay, what just came to me was boundaries and limits. Sometimes you end up in situations where people try to push you beyond, and not in a healthy way. So know what your limits are, your healthy limits, your healthy boundaries, and stop there, because sometimes people expect us to be strong in certain ways, or the world calls for us to be strong in certain ways, but there are ways in which we shouldn't have to be strong, right? If you get what I'm saying. For instance, just an example, I'm an African woman, right? And as an African woman in the United States, they say, oh, Black women are strong and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes we don't always want to be burdened down and held down and take on the weight of the world just because we're strong, right? Sometimes we want to relax. Sometimes we want to breathe. Sometimes we want to just feel like that delicate flower that we are, right? So don't allow people to load things on you just because they have a certain perception of you, or they think that you should be a certain way. Protect yourself, your health, maintain your boundaries, okay? You got to stay well physically, mentally, emotionally. The spirit doesn't break, right? But you got to take care of this physical manifestation as well. Okay. That was for somebody. All right. Facade. Rejection. This really reminds me of what I was just talking about. Like this idea that you have to be something in particular for someone. Okay, like, no. Take care of yourself. Be true to yourself. Be honest. Okay? And this idea that if you're not that, then people will reject you or think less of you. That is not your reality. It doesn't have to be your reality. You still have your self-worth, whether you show up in certain ways for people or not. You know, sometimes they might be able to see your worth today, not see your worth tomorrow. Or maybe just because you said no one time, and then all of a sudden they think you're the worst person in the world. But you know that's not true, because you showed up for them in so many ways, so many times. Know your own self-worth, okay? Even if people do reject you, all right? Also with this facade card, don't mind if, you know, and sometimes it's easier said than done, but when you decide to show your face to the world and be truly who you are, know that some people will reject it. Some people won't like it. Sometimes when you are just truthfully who you are, when you laugh at the jokes you want to laugh at, when you make the jokes you want to make, when you wear the clothes you want to wear, you know, when you sing the songs you want to sing, when you march to the beat of the drum you want to march to, some people are not going to like it. Okay? Some people might say, oh, I'm not dealing with her anymore. I'm not dealing with him anymore. And that's okay. Because you're vibrating at the frequency you need to be vibrating at to maintain truth and honesty in your own life. And the people who need to be replaced will be replaced. And sometimes we enter into a season where we just need to be alone. And that's okay too. But you will never be without. You will never lack what you need. The universe will always make sure you have what you need. Ancestors will always make sure you have what you need. Okay? But that's when we're operating in truth, when we're not hiding behind a mask, or we're not being something that we think people want us to be, or we're not living the lie of the story that we've told ourselves, we've created for ourselves. Operate in honesty and truth, okay? I think that sometimes we allow ourselves to end up in a space where we're feeling we have to do certain things, or we're feeling we have to be certain ways. And that's not true, or it's not necessary. Or we get lost and bogged down in our feelings. You know, it's okay to feel what we feel, but don't get stuck there. Feel, process it, and release it. That's with anything. Even if it's with a good feeling, right? You might experience some joy, but life is about balance. It's about harmony. Life ebbs and flows. You're not always going to be at a high. You're not always going to be at a low, right? So just be in the present. Be in the here and now. Feel what you feel. Keep it moving. Now, that's not to say that you can't work towards constantly keeping in your mind in a space where you're vibrating high, right? But as life has it, we feel different things. And I say feelings are messengers, right? So be honest about the things that you feel, because they are sending you a message, right? It's just energy. It's vibration. So be true about what you feel, and then you make your decisions based off of that, how you want to react, how you want to respond. But never dismiss how you feel. It's telling you something. It's communicating something to you. And then based on that, you can decide what kind of space you want to be in. You can decide, I want to keep a healthy mind. You can decide, I want to keep a positive outlook on life, right? But trust what you feel, okay? which shouldn't be confused with trusting what you think, because it's a difference. Okay. All right. So this says here, I give offerings that are genuine, but it's in reverse. So this kind of brings me back to this facade, right? Like, really give of yourself in a true way. Give based off of who you truly are. Give based off of what your true talents are. Give based off of what you truly feel. And if that brings you to a space of feeling like I need to pull away, right? Or I need to step away because I'm not giving in a genuine way, do that. Okay? Find yourself, guide yourself to a space where you are giving in a genuine way, because the universe will reward that, right? Will recognize that. People will be able to sense it as well, right? You ever done something where your heart wasn't truly in it and people could sense it? Children are big on that, okay? Young people are big on that. If you're doing something that you don't really truly want to be doing, they will know. They will tell you about it too. All right? So be genuine in your offerings. It's just a vibration, it's a frequency. So people can sense that, especially people who are empaths, beyond children. Animals can sense it, right? Just as an example, say you're a veterinarian and you're a vet just to make money, right? This might look like you not truly giving of your gifts. Maybe every time you go in, you have an issue with an animal that doesn't want to sit still, that doesn't want to cooperate, because they might sense that you truly are not genuine in your service to them, right? That's just a simple situation or example that I'm giving you, right? But thinking on a much deeper level in terms of, like, not even deeper, but in terms of human beings. Like, you might go and maybe you apply for a job and you're in the interview and you think it goes well, but the person interviewing you feels like something's just not right. They might not be able to put their finger on it, or they might not sense it like an animal would sense it, but something is just not right. And because it's not right, they stay true to themselves and say, I'm not going to give you the job. They might be able to intuit that you're not really genuine, right? So there's different ways for people to perceive your genuineness about something. So don't ever think that you're pulling the wool over someone's eyes, really, because at the end of the day, if you're attempting to pull the wool over someone's eyes, you're pulling the wool over your own eyes. When you lie to other people, you're really lying to yourself. So be as genuine as possible in what you're giving to the world in February and beyond, okay? And rest, but it's here in reverse. So I think there's a lot of peace and rest that can be had from being your truthful self, exhibiting strength, and taking peace, and really doing what you feel as though you should be doing. There's a sense of rest that can come from asking for the help that you need from the universe, from the ancestors, where it's like you're not pulling and putting all your strength into it, but you're being assisted. You can rest better at night, right? Being open to the love of other people. You can rest better at night, pouring love into other people, right? Moving beyond this idea of being bogged down by rejection. You can rest better at night when you're not worried about people rejecting you or not caring if people reject you. You can rest better at night when you're not wearing a mask, or you're not upholding a lie and having to remember the lie, or having to continue to act. You can just be you. You can rest in that, okay? So, I wish you much peace and blessings in February. And if you're looking for a more in-depth personal reading specific to you, as this was a reading for the masses, for the collective, please feel free to visit my website to book a reading. www.novasinsights.com, spelled the same way you see below, without the space. Or come follow me on Instagram and send me a direct message. I do daily readings on Instagram. They're through the inbox. And then I do live readings through Zoom, through Instagram, through Google Meets, whatever is convenient for you, whatever platform you prefer, we can get it done. Okay? So I look forward to reading with you, sharing time and space, and wonderful blessings and messages with you moving forward. Peace and light.